Tamil Nadu state government demands exemption from the national eligibility cum entrance test for admission into medical and dental colleges. The police custody of the two accused in the Mumbai building collapse extended till August 7th. Shiv Sena worker Sunil Shitap and civil contractor Anil Mandal have been accused of criminal negligence and corruption. Survivors of the Ghatkopar building collapse meet Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, receive financial assistance. Meanwhile, court extends police custody of the two accused in the case till August 7th. Mysterious death at a high-profile school in Ghaziabad. 9-year-old boy dies after a fall in the corridor. Distraught parents charge the school with negligence. No end to mob violence. Villagers of Muzaffarpur district in Bihar take law into their own hands. Lynch an accused murderer to death. Truck driver brutally thrashed by a mob over a minor accident. But despite visual proof, no FIR registered against the assaulters.
उन्होंने कहा पर ये तो औरत ही नहीं है ना, देखो उन्होंने क्या पहना है, पैंट शर्ट पहन के जो आई है वो औरत कैसे हो सकती है।
मेरे लिए तो शॉकिंग है ये भी, जिस तरीके से बिहेव किया उन्होंने एक फीमेल के साथ। और दूसरा 48 कट्स के बाद तो फिल्म क्या बचती है, एक शॉर्ट फिल्म हो जाती है फिर तो।
Censor Board chief orders 48 cuts in actor Nawazuddin Siddiqui's next film. Filmmakers allege CBFC members misbehaved with the film's producer Kiran Shroff during a screening. Bollywood joins hands, demands action. Trouble mounts for Karnataka Minister D.K. Shivkumar. Income Tax Department raids his residence and recovers around 5 crore rupees in cash. Congress, however, blames political vendetta. Good evening. You're watching The Big Story with me, Avni Raja. Now, the big story that we've been tracking today is the mess in our higher education system. Students in Mumbai and Chennai are stuck in a bind. They could stand to lose an entire academic year. Let's first get you the latest on the delay in Mumbai University results. Now, MNS and Congress members intensified protests demanding the ouster of the university's Vice-Chancellor, Sanjay Deshmukh. This after the university failed to declare final year results. Let's go across to Shehryar. Shehryar, you've been tracking this entire issue from day one, and today as well the protests have intensified now?
Yes, so today in the morning we saw MNS supporters and MNS Yuva Wing first come in and protest and asking for the resignation of Vice Chancellor Mr. Sanjay Deshmukh and the State Education Minister Vinod Taude. Soon after, there was also Congress students wing, the NSUI, coming in and also asking for the same thing. They were led by Mr. Sanjay Deshmukh. They were led by Mr. Sanjay Nirupam, my apologies, and they also asked for the ouster of the Vice Chancellor, blaming him for the mess in the delay of the mark sheets for the final year students.
Now, Shehryar, the Vice-Chancellor hasn't come out and spoken publicly over this entire issue so far, but we understand that there were some of the members from the MNS who went to meet him and got some comments from him.
Yes, so a delegation under Sanjay Nirupam and the Congress party actually went there and met him, and they asked for the delay and they asked that who is to be held responsible for the delay in the mark sheets. And the Vice Chancellor, as always, just explained the nitty-gritties of the process, and he did not claim responsibility for it. To all our viewers, just to remind them that it was the Vice Chancellor's brainchild of this new online assessment, and though it is a noble initiative, but it should have been timed better. The entire assessment happened only in the month of May, leaving the examiners with a very limited time to check about 17 lakh answer sheets that are under the Mumbai University.
The other question, of course, Shehryar, is when the actual results are going to come out. We understand that the new deadline is now 5th of August, but again, there seem to be contradictory statements coming in, while Mumbai University officials are saying that the results may not be out before 15th. The Chief Minister has said that it will be out by 5th.
So the Mumbai University has about 477 examinations under it. The Mumbai University conducts 477 examinations. Until now, only results of 190 examinations are out. So it's a long wait for the students still. The most affected faculties would again be law and also the commerce faculty, where about 2 lakh answer sheets are still there to be assessed by the examiners. So the deadline was set by August 5th, but there are sources inside the university that saying that especially for law and arts field, the deadline might be going till about August 15 as well.
And Sharia, the other question, of course, is as far as a help desk is concerned. We understand there is a help desk that has been formed by the university for students who need the mark sheets, especially to go to universities abroad.
Yes, so yesterday Mr. Devendra Fadnavis announced that there will be a help desk that would be set up where a student can go up and ask for a mark sheet, not an original mark sheet but a copy of the mark sheet, so that he could apply for foreign universities and he could use that as proof for foreign universities. But the problem here is, if the student falls in one of these examinations that the examiners has not yet corrected, or if a student is perhaps for say commerce, where most of the streams and most of the students are in the commerce faculty, their papers have not been corrected, how will he ask for that mark sheet? How will he ask for a copy of that mark sheet when his paper has not even been corrected?
Exactly, and that's one of the key issues. In fact, I'm also being joined on the phone line by Charan Singh Sapra of the Congress. Thank you very much, sir, for joining in. I understand that you did go and meet the Vice Chancellor today and got some comments from him. If you can take us through what he really said.
Yeah. Today I was a part of the delegation which met the Vice Chancellor, but his response was not quite good. I am worried that this issue of declaring the results of students will linger on beyond 15th August.
Okay.
So the Chief Minister has said yesterday at the floor of the House that he has given a new date, 5th August. But what the Vice Chancellor wanted to say that it will go beyond 15th August. So he himself was very unsure as to when all the answer sheets will be corrected. So this is a very difficult situation, and it is totally the responsibility of the university and the Vice Chancellor. There should be some accountability. Accountability should be fixed. And the Vice Chancellor as well as the Education Minister, I feel both should resign. This is what we demanded on the face of Vice Chancellor.
Right. Now, Mr. Sapra, the question is, of course, that there have been demands for the resignation of both the Vice Chancellor as well as the Education Minister and all of that. But the question now remains is when the students are actually going to get their mark sheets. And from what you're saying is that the 5th deadline and even the 15th deadline that is being talked about is not going to be met.
Yeah, of course, we are also worried, and this was the whole context of the meeting which we had with the Vice Chancellor for 30 minutes. And our issue was that he should take the accountability. We are not asking that he should resign tomorrow, because if he resigns immediately, again everything will get dismantled. So maybe he has to take up this moral responsibility. Let the results come out, and the following day he can resign, taking the accountability and the morality of the situation.
What else did the Vice Chancellor say with respect to how many papers are now being corrected every day? What is the pace at which this correction is happening? Any other details that you can share with us?
He was of the view that every day 30,000 mark sheets, these papers are being corrected, 30 to 35,000. But I fear that he's lying somewhere. I don't think so that 30 to 35,000 are being corrected. And the most important issue is why this online system was adapted when there was a shortage of time. We don't object to the system, but when there was a shortage of time, they shouldn't have opted for this procedure now. They could have gone for the next academic year. What was the hurry? So we are now alleging that because this organization of Mr. Pai is related to RSS, the Vice Chancellor also has a RSS nexus, RSS attachment with him. So it is probably under pressure the entire thing has happened. This was the pressure of RSS as well as the BJP ministers or government, which the Vice Chancellor should come out. He can't play with the, with the future of nearly 2 lakh students. So this is how they have to be serious somewhere. He has to take the accountability. he has to declare the results within the time frame with which the Chief Minister has, he has promised on the floor of the House. Otherwise, Chief Minister will face a privilege motion on 5th or 6th.
Right. The other question, of course, this entire thing raises, Mr. Tapra, is the fact that the quality of assessment itself, because in such a rush, under so much pressure when papers are being corrected, how can we ensure that the quality of assessment is good? And also, post that, there's no time for a re-evaluation, even if students want to go for it.
Of course, the quality of checking is also deteriorated. We are getting messages on WhatsApp. We are getting footage on WhatsApp that people somewhere, in Nagpur or maybe even in Indore, the non-teaching staff is sitting in a toilet. They are checking the papers of these students. So we put this forth to the Vice Chancellor, and then he said that you please give us the footage and I'll inquire into it. But definitely the quality of checking is being compromised. There's no second thought about it.
The other question I had, sir, is that from the 24th to the 31st of July, if I have the dates right, the professors and teachers were given non-instructional days in order to speed up the process of correction and meet the 31st July deadline. Of course, that didn't really happen, but do you have any information as to whether that's continuing, whether teachers are being given the extra time, non-instructional days to actually carry out the assessments?
See, today the university and its staff is working under tremendous pressure. The pressure which has been mounted by all the opposition parties and the parents and maybe the entire population of Maharashtra. This has become a burning issue of Maharashtra. So today they are working overnight, they are burning night oil, and they are trying to do their best. But they have, crossed the target line. And probably what I want to say, which we expressed our concern to the Vice Chancellor, that the students who are going abroad for further studies, what is going to happen with them? So he said there are few students who have approached us and we have given them a confidential result. Now, how far this is true, we are not aware. How many students have approached the Vice Chancellor, or how many students or their parents can approach the Vice Chancellor, nobody is sure. So he has to come out clean on whatever he's talking today.
Right. And that's actually the other point in this entire thing, is the printing of the final official transcripts as well, which as some university officials have been quoted saying that it's a mammoth task in itself and that is going to take time. So how will the students receive their official transcripts, their mark sheets, before the actual papers are corrected?
No, I feel there is total confusion. This was a part of our discussion when we were talking to the Vice Chancellor, but he himself seems to be confused. He has no clear answer for whatever questions we put to him. And I'm sorry to say that the students won't get their mark sheets, I feel, before the 25th of August. I don't think so. The university has that much infrastructure or capability to do everything before 25th of August.
Right. So at this point now, what are your demands? What are you going to do in order to deal with the situation at hand?
See, number one, leaving the politics aside, we need the answer sheets to be corrected as soon as possible. The students should get their result primarily. That is our probably the main demand. And then the accountability. Who is responsible for such a big fiasco? Somebody has to be accountable and they should resign. There should be action from the government side.
And so do you have any numbers as to how many papers are left to be assessed and how many streams are yet to declare their results?
As of today, around 2 lakh answer sheets are yet to be corrected.
Okay. All right. So any other information that you can give us with what the Vice Chancellor said? Because, the reason I ask again is because there has been no communication at all from the Vice Chancellor himself to the media, publicly, to students, explaining what happened.
Vice Chancellor is not communicating with everybody because they are not able to keep the dates. Earlier they said July 31st. Then now they have said 5th August. Then the Vice Chancellor is giving the date of 15th August. I feel this will go beyond 25th August. So the Vice Chancellor has no face to talk to anybody, whether that is media or parents or the political parties. And we have met today Vice Chancellor with a great amount of difficulty. He was hiding in a small cabin, probably in the corner of a building, examination building. Why the Vice Chancellor has to hide? There is something gone wrong seriously. That's why the Vice Chancellor is hiding in a small office and not meeting anybody.
Right. Let's also listen into what Sanjay Nirupam had to say.
We are here with senior Congress leader Mr. Sanjay Nirupam, and he's walking towards the Vice Chancellor's office. So why would we be walking towards the Vice Chancellor's office?
Because we have to speak to Vice Chancellor. Because he is the person who has spoiled the life of more than 5 lakh students which are studying in Mumbai University various colleges. They have given their exams. More than 400 exams answer sheets of the 400 exams are pending. Results are pending. Nobody knows when the result will come. And it is Vice Chancellor who conspired to bring an online assessment system for which the teachers of university were not at all prepared. There was no system in place. And at that time, when the system came, the new system came, everything has been collapsed. And the government, the Chief Minister, is not at all taking any action against them. Chief Minister and the Education Minister every day speaking lie. Tariq pe tariq, jhoot pe jhoot. On the floor of the House, the Education Minister said that by 31st July, the results will come. Now it is 2nd August. Now they are saying the 5th of August, the result will come. And I'm 100% sure, even 5th of August, the result will not come. They will say 15th of August. So they should stop lying and take action against the Vice Chancellor and the Education Minister, Bogus Taure.
All right, Mr. Sapra, I want to come back to you now. This entire process of online assessment that was brought in such a rush, it still had a lot of glitches when it was introduced. Teachers were given the wrong answer sheets to correct people. Teachers were not able to log on to the site to make the assessments. The entire thing seems to have been done in an extremely rushed manner.
Yeah, this is what the Vice Chancellor agreed today. He said the scanning was an issue, number one. Number two, the passwords were the issue. Wrong passwords were given probably. And third, he said probably there was a fault, in the system itself, in the computers, or probably the setup which they had kept. So when the entire system was not up to date, then why the university had to go for this option? That is the whole question which everybody's asking the Vice Chancellor. What was the hurry? So it definitely looks that somewhere the Vice Chancellor was under pressure and he wanted to favor an organization which is aligned to RSS.
Right. And so my final question to you on this is, do you believe now that the Vice Chancellor will, once this marks are released, once the mark sheets are out, will end up losing his job over this?
Yes, of course. If the government doesn't remove him, if the government doesn't sack him, I feel he should. He's a Vice Chancellor. He's an educated person. He should understand that this fiasco is entirely due to him. It was his initiative. So taking up the moral responsibility, I feel such an educated person, he himself should resign. And this BJP government has always been talking about the morality and transparency. If they talk about morality, they finally have to show that they are working on moral grounds. Otherwise, these are all jumlas.
All right. Thank you very much, Charan Singh Sapra, for joining us and getting us your views on this. I'm going to go across to my colleague Shehryar now. Shehryar, take us through as far as the entire help desk is concerned that's been set up for students. Because the issue right now is what can students really do to deal with this entire situation. Of course, later on, whatever happens to the Vice Chancellor, however this issue is looked at and investigated, is a different thing. Right now, students need to know what they can do. And one thing that they have announced is this help desk. So tell us more about that.
So in the Kalina campus of the Mumbai University, there's a help desk that's there near the examination center. That's where the students have to go. That's where they have to put in the details about which examination they gave, when did they sit for the examination, etc. and ask for a mark sheet that is before the examination has been checked or not checked. They have to specify the reason where, and the only reason that qualifies is if they are applying abroad and if they are giving this application for visa or any other educational purposes, only if they are going to go abroad. So that's the help desk and that's the facility that the university has provided as of now.
All right, we're also going to go across and listen into what the students had to say, which Shahryar spoke to this morning.
There was high drama outside the Mumbai University where students and political parties have joined in and have asked for why the results have been delayed. We are joined by some students here who are facing troubles because of the fact that their results have been delayed. आपको क्या परेशानी हो रही है results delay होने से?
ये सेशन में और नवंबर के सेशन में, दो ही सेशन में हमारे गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम्स के वो आते हैं जो भी है. मेजरली IBPS के एग्ज़ाम जो मोस्टली कॉमर्स के स्टूडेंट देते हैं वो नहीं दे पाए इस बार, तो वो सबसे बड़ा डिसएडवांटेजेस है. हायर स्टडीज़ के लिए जाना था वो नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, मतलब डिसीजन मेकिंग भी नहीं हो पा रहा है, बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स है.
आपकी क्या परेशानी है?
Actually, this year I have given my TY BCom, and I cannot apply for jobs and my further study. And university should understand all these problems students are facing.
आपकी क्या परेशानी थी?
हाँ, मैंने जॉब के लिए जा रहे थे लेकिन उन लोग ग्रेजुएट का रिजल्ट मांग रहे हैं, तो उस वजह से जॉब नहीं मिल रहा है. यूनिवर्सिटी बोल रही है ऑनलाइन असेसमेंट, ये क्या मालूम कर रहे हैं कि नहीं खाली हम, और अभी तक रिजल्ट का डेट डिक्लेयर नहीं किए.
अभी भी एक फिक्स डेट नहीं हमारे पास. साइंस वालों का आया वो भी, लेकिन एस सरनेम के आगे वालों का नहीं आया अभी तक. वो एस सरनेम वाले क्या करेंगे मालूम नहीं. और उसके बाद भी बहुत सारे एरर होते हैं हमारी मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी में. हर साल क्या होता कि रिजल्ट में ऑनलाइन अगर पास दिखाया तो ऑफलाइन फेल भी हो सकता है, ऑफलाइन फेल दिखा ऑनलाइन पास, कुछ भी होता है. लेकिन एक रिजल्ट होता तो हम लोग कर सकते थे कि ये कॉलेज में ट्राई करना हायर स्टडीज़ के लिए या प्लेसमेंट के लिए, कुछ भी नहीं कर पा रहे, पूरा ठप है.
So here we have it, the students are troubled with the results being delayed. This is Shahryar Arani reporting from Mumbai University for Mirror Now.
Right, Shahryar, now of course we just heard the students that you spoke to earlier on today, obviously voicing their angst in this whole thing. But you've also been speaking to students for the past few days. You've spoken to a lot of them. What are the issues? How many students are, at least from the ones you've spoken to, are looking at losing out the entire year because of this?
Yes, so the students we have spoken to, they do not know what next to do. They want the mark sheets, they want to apply for jobs, they want to go abroad, they want to study further. But now most of them are settling for jobs whichever are accepting them and are understanding what the entire situation and entire problem in Mumbai University is, and they would settle for a job instead. They would want to go abroad to study further, but right now they are just settling for jobs, or most of them are sitting at home and saying this is not our fault, this is university's fault, and until and unless I don't have the mark sheet, how do I go and apply for anything else? So most of these students are sitting idle. They have wasted 3 precious months right after college and they do not know what next to do.
Thanks, Shahryar, for joining us and getting us all those details. So as far as the Mumbai University is concerned, the issue still in an extremely precarious situation. 17 lakh students, our lives hang in the balance, their futures hang in the balance, and they are at the risk of losing the entire year because the university has failed to declare the mark sheets in time. All right, moving on now. The Tamil Nadu government is demanding complete exemption from the national eligibility cum entrance for admission into medical and dental colleges. Now, they claim that the examination syllabus of NEET has been designed to suit CBSE students. The state government is also planning to appeal to the Supreme Court for an 85% state reservation for state board students in medical and dental colleges. Let's go across to Shweta, who's joining me now and who's been tracking this. Shweta, take us through the entire details that you have regarding this first.
Yes, of course. The state government is planning to appeal in the Supreme Court against a High Court's verdict which says that the government cannot pass an order saying that 85% state quota should be given for the state board students. So medical aspirants are now feeling confused and they are now feeling left out as a medical admission has already begun in many of the states. But now these medical aspirants are not sure about how their future is going to be. The state government is planning to get an exemption from NEET. They have been meeting the central government and has been happening. This is the third round of talks that has been happening now, and the state health department officials are in New Delhi to meet the central government officials, and they are planning to get an exemption from NEET in the next 2 years. However, we have to wait and see as to what is going to happen, because we don't know what the central government is going to say. Of course, there is opposition who are against the state government for not taking action against the NEET. However, students are also feeling depressed, and they have been holding strike ever since the High Court's announcement came in on Monday.
Now, Shweta, amidst all of this, we understand that the counselling for the medical colleges has also come to a halt because of all this?
Yes, as of now, the medical counselling has not begun in the state of Tamil Nadu. We are able to see that the admissions for engineering and other courses have already begun. However, the medical admissions have not taken place. As per the Supreme Court's judgment, however, the medical counselling should be completed by the end of August. But now there is no clarity as to what is going to happen next. And the state health department officials have planned 3 to 4 different lists. One is through the 12th standard mark sheet, how they are going to medical admission, and one is through the NEET. So there is clear uncertainty, and students are not knowing about what is going to happen next, and they are not sure if they will be even be getting into medical seats.
Right. Shweta, if you can just elaborate on that as to what students are saying and what really lies ahead in terms of this entire situation, in terms of their admissions.
Yes, students are feeling mental pressure. Both state board students and CBSE students are now left in confusion because of this ongoing crisis. They don't know if the NEET is going to be exempted from the state or if the NEET is going to be followed upon. So the state students are, however, hopeful that the state government will be able to convince the central government, saying that the state should get exemption from NEET. On the other hand, we have CBSE students who are hopeful that the state will not get exemption from NEET, as they are majorly depending upon the NEET scores. And so there has been a lot of confusion, because this is the first time this is happening. And on the other hand, the state board syllabus has not been on par with the CBSE syllabus, and that is why all this confusion is been existing in the state of Tamil Nadu. So the syllabus should be revised, and the coaching and the quality of education should also be changed in the state board, is what the students are feeling, and they hope that the central government and the state government will ensure that NEET is exempted, and they feel that this is going to put a lot of pressure, undue pressure amongst them.
All right, Shweta, thanks so much for getting us those details. Let's also hear out what one of the medical aspirants had to say.
I have taken 1 year break and prepared for NEET, believing that this year NEET will be compulsory. So I think at the last minute telling that there is no NEET, it's not fair, because students have believed and prepared for it. Like me, I have taken 1 year break and prepared for NEET exam. And if NEET is the basis for admission, then good doctors will be produced on the basis of merit, so which is required. So I think NEET should be there.
All right, so that's the state as far as the higher education goes in our country, both in Tamil Nadu and in Mumbai. Students are facing a lot of uncertainty and are all, in both cases, are perhaps likely to lose the entire year because of all the issues that they are facing. All right, that's a wrap on The Big Story. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned to Mirana.